Hello, welcome to what was the first episode of something I hope will be one of many. I'm doing a series on this, and I've not done this before, and I hope it goes well. And I guess we'll just have to see together where this goes. I'm going to explain what this is going to be. This is going to be a series based on Destiny 2, one of my favourite games of all time. A game where getting loot and having all resources is very important, where death doesn't usually matter. Where you just die, you just respawn. Sometimes it's a bit of a hindrance, sometimes it's not. What if there was a challenge? What if every time you died, you had to get rid of your gear, get rid of your armor, and if you use your weapons, you've got a way around, get the resources to just go buy one at the hub. This will be the premise of this series. Having a character that only develops when everyone else can see it, when the channel is on the channel. Sometimes there'll be reasons, like say if I upgrade an armor to max level, that becomes bound to me, cannot lose it. I'll be using nothing from any of my other accounts, only what's on here. And then I guess that's all that needs to be said. So I'm sure rules will change when they come up later on. For the moment, that's all I need to say. Now the first thing is choose which character to use. Sly hunters, the bulking titans, or the cunning warlocks. Each have their own advantages. In the end, I psycho with Hunter. It was one of my first characters I ever made. And I like the playstyle, I think it goes more to this lone sort of style. I then proceeded on to making my character, and then went on to one of the greatest intro cutscene to any game of all time.
Guardian? Eyes up, Guardian. It worked. You're alive. You don't know how long I've been looking for you. I'm a ghost. Actually, now I'm your ghost, and you? Well, you've been dead a long time. So you're going to see a lot of things you won't understand. This is fallen territory. We aren't safe here. I have to get you to the city. Hold still.
Don't worry, I'm still with you. We need to move, fast.
As I hit my first steps in this new life, my mind was racing with thoughts like, why are so many rusted cars in one place? And if tetanus shots last over hundreds of years, they don't. I took in my surroundings. I looked at the huge wall in front of me. It seemed to span on for as far as the eye could see, as I slowly approached a doorway in the distance. After getting used to my surroundings and being alive again, I took my first steps into the grey wall in front of me. My ghost talked about a place called the Last City, how I needed to get there, how I couldn't at the moment though, and no ship. I was even close apparently. As I walked into the dark, my ghost illuminated the path for me, showing me the light, but also revealing that I was not alone here. In an attempt to provide me more light, my ghost attempted to reboot the lighting within the facility. However, this merely revealed the location of these creatures to me, and revealing my location to them. In this moment of panic, I grabbed a rifle, my first of many in this new world. I made my way through, vanquishing my first foes in this world. Easy for the moment, but would soon escalate into much stronger opponents. I then came upon another chest, giving my second weapon for this world, a shotgun. One that would prove quite useful to me in these early days and moments in this world. As I kept fighting through the hordes of enemies, I felt powers awaken in me. Powers I never had before. Powers I would use to my advantage. I then came upon the biggest enemy I'd found yet, and I felt a surge of even stronger power in me, which I then used to absolutely body them. They didn't stand a chance against me. I finally got out of there, coming up into this open, lost world that was free to be claimed and retaken by me. My ghost eventually found a signal of a friendly signature nearby, so I decided to investigate where I'd meet my first ally of many here. Ran to a guardian. His name was Shorhan, the first friendly sire I'd seen. He told me about he was missing his team, and wondering if we could help. However, he clearly see that we were not the best for the situation. We were just risen, fresh out of the grave. Despite this though, we still wanted their help, despite not having the correct gear or anything. And we eventually peer pressured him enough to let us help. When we split up to go find his team, he left me a weapon. My first upgrade. He left me a hand cannon. Well, essentially is a Glock. That's right, I've got a Glock and space magic. Who do you think you are? Not someone with a Glock and space magic, that's for sure. Short time he couldn't fight his team because of his interference nearby, so he told me to go deal with it. Up ahead was a relay that was defended by the Fallen, those creatures I'd seen earlier in the wall. And I quickly dispatched them with my brand new Glock. After killing the disruption, I moved my way forwards, and where I committed my first act of Grand Theft Auto, it felt brilliant as I stole a heavy pike, which I then used to run over as many Fallen as I could. I made my way to another area where one of his teammates' signals were last seen. However, the door was blocked by the Fallen and I had to acquire codes from the Fallen back down the hill. There's a lot of backtracking here, and I'm never ever going to be happy about it. I proceeded to then quickly acquire all 3 codes in a very, very timely fashion. And after getting the third, I made my way right back to the top of the hill again. Kinda pointless if you ask me, but I don't make the rules. Shorthand's just bullying me about. I regret helping him now. At least I got to commit my second act of Grand Theft Auto. And just as earlier, it was amazing. And once I got down the barrier, I heard a horrifying screech. Far worse than a Fallen apparently, as Shaw had told me. My ghost was just as worried. Something called the Hive. They don't sound that bad. Turning into one of the corridors, it seemed to have growths all over it. They looked like eggs. I thought they were probably nothing. As I entered the dark again. Last I was fine. when I came face to face with the Hive. They started rushing me, like fans when they see their favourite YouTuber at Comic Con. They came from every angle and I had to fend them off with my new arsenal. Just like Comic Con. After clearing the room, I entered another one where I felt a weight on my shoulders. My ghost said he couldn't revive me if I died here, so I made my approach slowly, checking my corners. Upon cleaning the room, I read the corner to see a horrifying sight: a guardian getting killed by a powerful Hive wizard. I couldn't do anything. It was too late. Ghost laid on the floor. A dead ghost is something very bad. You're dead. Upon returning and reporting to Shah, he told us he had no better luck. He was also too late to help his teammate. Skill issue. He told me her name was Navota, a powerful Hive wizard. We then proceeded to try and find codes to redirect power away from the area that was blocking us from reaching her nest. So after I've committed my first lost sector, I've searched as areas that are marked by the Fallen that either mean loot or danger. They give you good loot, so in a run like this, very important, we do like loot. Some are making way through. This one was in different rooms. You had to fight wave after wave of enemies to push through to their cache to the end. I finally reached the boss room, where the loot was being kept, and once again I used my powers to body them. Everyone in that room, dead. I got my reward, my first power weapon, a rocket launcher, and the smile on my face when using this thing. Brilliant. Just look at that. Pure destructive fun. After regrouping with Shaw, I went to my next mission, to go back into the city from earlier, and narrate the huge sensor array, to divert power from a corridor it was blocking, with loose electricity. So I made my way back in, through the same route as earlier. On my way through, finally reaching an open area, where the control panel was just round the corner, so I made my way over. After my ghost started hacking the array, I went outside to see it open up in its full glory. However, this very subtle action did attract the attention of the Hive, and I had to defend myself once again, using one of my new rifle I got from Shaw, first legendary, a scout rifle. After holding him off, I returned to my ghost, who'd successfully got the array working again and the energy diverted, so I could finally enter the room and we could go hunt down Navota. I returned to camp. Shaw wasn't there. Merely a message. He told me that he'd gone to do it on his own. He didn't want to risk our lives here. He told us to be safe and get to the tower, leaving us a bike. Not being content with being what I'm told to do, I respectfully ignored him and headed off on the bike he'd given us. We had to find a way to access the area he'd gone in, as he had the only code. I'm trying to find codes that can get to Shaw location. I found something else. A fusion rifle. A type of weapon I like to dub Total Overkill. Have a look. Burn them all. It just disintegrates them. I love it. You there? You're not. After doing what is definitely not classed as a war crime, I'm on my way back to the facility to go and save Shaw. And commit a bit more arson. on my way into the area that was previously blocked off from me, and ran into a sort of trap. I had to shoot my way out of it. Hive magic, it seems. Something I'd have to get used to a lot, and very quickly here. As I entered the chamber, it had a sickly green hue. Hive magic on the floor, but no sign of anybody. Until she appeared right behind me, weakened by Shaw, but I still had to do over my arsenal, which was weak at the moment. So I started doing what I could to hurt her, and not die myself. After dealing with waves of enemies she sent after me, I finally used everything in my arsenal to send her back, causing her to retreat. After helping Shaw out, I grabbed myself the superconductor, what we were trying to get in the first place, something writhing with energy that we could use to further efforts against our enemies. After saying to Shaw, and him thanking us for, saving his life, he gave us a ship, one we could use to get to the last city.
The last survivors of humanity's collapse call the city home. This is why I brought you back. To defend them. And to reclaim our lost worlds. We're here. The Traveler. The last city. Welcome home.